Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, and I'm sitting here with the god Gilius himself, who just completely stomped. HJK, you went 17-0-0, I believe. You single-handedly, carried everything on your own.
Yeah. I mean, it was way too easy.
Everyone else, some might say you went like 2-3-14 or something. It's all fake news anyway.
Yeah. I didn't know.
And I mean, H2K also never got a Baron, of course.
I don't think that happened. No. I didn't get outsmited by Kalista Rent. No.
I mean, Kalista, what even is that champion? At least it wasn't, a Cho'Gath. Yeah. You watched the G2 versus Misfits series?
Yeah, I saw it. He choked pretty hard. I thought G2 would finish with that Nash and then...
Oh, you mean Jankos in that?
No, like the Cho'Gath didn't eat the Nash.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
You meant that one, right?
Yeah. No, it was just like at the end of the game, Hans Sama tried to carry so hard, and then Cho'Gath just flash ARP.
Oh yeah, that was pretty balanced.
Yeah, pretty balanced. Yeah. So you've been through a lot over your career, of course. You've been to NA at one point, and you came back, and now you're back in ULCS after qualifying together with Giants. Joined a new team. What are you gonna do with Vitality? Are you gonna go through to playoffs? What are your personal goals?
My personal goal is like the highest goal for me is to make a really good performance at Worlds and to participate in MSI. But right now I'm just looking week to week. Like I have these big goals in the back of my head, but I don't I remind myself sometimes of them. But right now I'm just focused on game to game, getting a good seed for playoffs, and then trying to win playoffs.
Now, a lot of people didn't expect, when everyone was looking at the rosters and everything, didn't really rate Vitality as a playoffs team. What would you like to tell to those people?
I think it's understandable because we have 3 rookies coming in. But what people don't understand is that we played together for half a year already, and other teams are like adapting to each other, and they need to like find synergy while we already have it. And we upgraded our top laner also, and we have a really good coach now, good organization. I mean, results will show it that we are better than people think.
Your coach being Yamato Cannon, of course. Yeah. You've worked with him for a bit now. What is he like as a coach?
Yamato is like really professional. Like he doesn't. I mean, sometimes we joke around, but like when it's scrim time, there's no joking, there's no distractions. It's just full practice, and I think his game knowledge is really impressive. He is in the scene since season 1 already, so he has a lot to teach us. And I mean, I've been playing for a long time, and he has taught me a lot. So that says something about his knowledge.
So right now you're being very kind and choosing your words and everything. Sometimes we see a very different side of the god Gilius, especially on Twitter. During the Spanish finals, we saw you have an incident on stage.
Yeah, but you didn't see what happened before.
Okay, so what happened then? Because obviously, you only see these little snippets on Twitter and Reddit, and you lack context. So what happened there?
I mean, all these fans in the arena were trying to get into our heads, like screaming fucking bullshit about us, and I was slowly getting triggered. I mean, I should not get triggered about it, right? But then the mascot was like doing some fucking weird shit towards us. I mean, for me, this thing is already like...
It's already
closed, like I apologized to the Mad Lions people, they accepted it. I know it was wrong what I did, but it was just in the heat of the moment,
Yeah, fair enough. And of course, that's maybe sometimes the beauty of sports as well, that these things happen because it is in the heat of the moment. You have tens of thousands of people surrounding you. That can happen. So about your other teammates, now you've got to play with Yuzuke and Mini Trupax, 2 very hyped players in a way, partially because they are from nations that haven't been in LCS. Just like that, no Portuguese, no Italians. Now they come in and they had an insane game. Yuzuke especially, wow, I'm almost blown away. I regretted not putting in Mini Trupax in my fantasy LCS squad. But yeah, what are your thoughts on those 2 players? Do you think that they will be able to hold up with the big players? Because we have so many good mid laners in EU. We have really good ADCs. It's going to be tough.
I think the practice rate they have right now is like so high that I can see them right now like playing against anyone because they're just that good right now. If they keep practicing as hard as they're right now, then I see them beating everyone. Yeah, and I mean, I'm so blessed to have these like talented rookies in my team. You know, like I'm really lucky that other teams didn't pick them up because they don't know how good they are. So, yeah.
Wasn't it so like a conscious decision? Because obviously 4 of you went to Vitality together from formerly Giants now to Vitality. Was it like a team situation, or was it just a coincidence that all of you got picked up by Vitality?
So my plan was to leave Giants, and I had some really good offers on the table from a lot of EU teams. And then it slowly went into the direction that I will join Vitality, and the roster was Cabo and Yamato. There was no one. And then we were just discussing with Yamato who is good for this position. I was like, hey man, just
pick up my former team.
Yeah, Jizuka, Mini are fucking great. Jack Troll is really good. So, and yeah, that's how it happened.
Sounds pretty pretty simple. I mean, sometimes, you know, these suggestions from players to pick up other players can help a lot. Perks does that, for example, regularly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm guessing you can't talk about any of the other offers you got from other teams, but were there like top tier teams as well among them, or like?
I mean, there was some top teams that I wanted to join as well, and last second they decided to take someone else, and then so basically it was that's how it went.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So one thing I've been wondering about, right? Germany as a country is really huge. You know, we have 82 million people living here. Many of them play League of Legends. Why is it that compared to other nations like Denmark and, you know, France and some others, we don't really have that many good League of Legends players? So many talented people. Is it like a scene problem of the German league? Because, you know, the German league is very underdeveloped in comparison to the Spanish one. You've played in it, so you know.
I think it's the culture is just. Like in Germany, video games are not like seen that like by like high profile, you know. Like when I as example had a lot of problems becoming a pro player, and I think a lot of like talented German players can't just spam the game all the time because they need to finish their school, and people are just too scared to take the sacrifice of the not going like having a Abitur, you know. And
so a high school degree.
Yeah, sorry. And I don't know, I think a lot of players in the like German players are so talented, but they're just not putting enough time, not sacrificing enough things. So I mean, as example, Abel Dagge, he's a mid laner. He's like so freaking good, but I don't know. He's right now in our academy team, but I think he could have been in the LCS for sure.
Okay, fair enough. And you know, the other mid lane is very oversaturated in Europe, of course. You know, Magi Felix, a lot of people were surprised that he didn't get a spot.
Magi Felix is not German.
No, but like in general, like the European mid lane scene is just very high profile. Yeah, EU mids, man. Yeah. So did you have like problems with your parents when you wanted to become a pro player, or like family and stuff?
Yeah, like it was a no-go, and obviously they wanted me to study like every normal guy. They said, you're really smart, you should just study and take the safe way. And then at one point I said to my mother, like, I love this, just let me do it, it will work out. I mean, back then it was so stupid what I did. Like I just dropped out of school to earn 300 euros a month, and I was asking people in the industry, how long is League of Legends going to be relevant? And they were like, dude, it can like crash anytime. And then I was like, fuck it, just do it. And yeah, I'm happy it worked out.
At what point, like what age were you when you decided to make that move?
I think I just turned 17. Okay. And then
So like 11th grade, around that area?
Yeah, around that area, yeah. So I didn't finish it completely my school, but I have a little degree.
Yeah, the Hauptschulabschluss that you get automatically.
Or
the Realschule. Yeah, okay, then that's
it's risky.
It's risky, and I mean, from my personal standpoint, there would have been no way that, you know, my parents would have had any of that. And I do think it's probably a German thing. So, do you have like any siblings, like brothers or sisters? What was their reaction to this?
Yeah, I have a big brother, and he was absolutely against it as well. And I mean, my brother was always telling me, dude, you're so young, live your life, just go outside like every other guy, like don't sit on your chair, waste your whole life. I mean, he has a point, right? It's like it is not that enjoyable to just sit home all day. Like right now, when I have off season, I'm not playing all day. Like I'm doing stuff with friends and stuff, but they didn't understand that I was actually putting in training. Like it was for something, and I was practicing every day, every champion, and then it paid off, yeah.
And now you're obviously in LCS. You probably get a better salary than 300 euros a month.
Yeah, I think it's higher.
Yeah. And what is your family's reaction to this now? Are they all like, oh yeah, this is fantastic, good job, you?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously really supportive, yeah. Okay. I mean, the second I played the World Championship.
Yeah, for SK you got subbed in, right?
I was subbed in. Then they like realized what a huge like thing esports is, and then they supported me all the way.
So if you're a young talent, especially from Germany, and you have problems with your parents, show them this video, show them the story of Gilius. We all, many of us have these kinds of, and I'm sure other pros have had these kinds of issues with their parents.
Okay.
And
I mean, I think other people didn't do the risk I did, but you should probably not do what I did, but
not go with $300 a month.
Yeah, but just putting in the time will be worth it. Like esports is a big industry now.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to grow massively. I just talked to Oss a lot, and he was very hyped, very happy about everything. Okay, anything you would like to say to the to your fans, to the Vitality fans? Because a lot of French people are probably turning into watch your interview.
I want to just say thank you for all the support on Twitter. Fuck Reddit and yeah, the Vitality people, like if you guys want, I can learn some French and we can talk a bit, but right now it's hard to communicate. But yeah, thank you for all the support, people who support me all the way. Thank you.
Okay, that was it. Thank you very much for your time. See you then.